Managers in now, Verizon Wireless. Post-game comments, Dave Trembley.
Quality pitches. And, he had to pitch seemingly, I think, every inning with men on base. But he made some good pitches. His fastball was good. Good velocity. Moved it around. Our situational hitting was the difference in the game. Definitely the difference in the game, and good innings out of the bullpen.
You mentioned situational hitting. You look at that inning where you got the 2 walks, a wild pitch, and 2 fly balls to right field. Is that?
Yeah, productive outs. We turned the tables on them and worked the count. I thought there were 4 at-bats in the game that were key for me. The 2 guys that walked, and then after the wild pitch, the 2 productive outs. Those were the 4 key at-bats for us, which proved to be the difference in the game. Oakland's forte is, work the count, get the guys' pitch count up. And they certainly did that. We turned it around and did a little bit of that ourselves, which proved to be the difference in the game.
Steve, how good does it feel to say that your situational hitting in the bullpen was a difference in the game? Because obviously it's been the other way for most of the season.
Well, I told the team, Jeff, before the game, the first 45 games that we played, there's not a whole lot we can do about it but learn from it. And there's certainly an awful lot to learn. So let's see about playing a little bit better fundamental baseball and see where that takes us. And tonight, was the first game with that approach. That's the best Hendrickson has pitched all year. He looked very relaxed. He came to Kranitz before the game today, and he said, now with Al being out, does my role change? And we told him, yeah, you'll probably be used, later in the game. And he said, okay, I'm ready for it. He did a real nice job. The ball was down. He had good 2-seam. And he had extension on his pitches. And the thing that was noticeable for me tonight was, when the game got tight and it was 1-1, it didn't seem like anybody was out of control. We didn't chase a lot of bad pitches ourselves, and we didn't try to overthrow. Got 3. Didn't try to overthrow. In fact, in the 5th and the 6th, I thought he backed off because early in the game he was 94, 95, 96, and he backed off and got some more sink and got some ground balls.
Is that one of the differences you saw in Guthrie today and part of this season versus last season? I mean, when he gets in tight games like that, when people get on base, one big fly or something like that changes the whole game for him. I mean, have you seen that where he's been able to, step back a little bit and kind of come off the throttle some?
Well, I think that's where Millwood has been a real big influence on a lot of our guys, because Millwood will tell you when the game gets tough, or especially late in the game, don't try to do it all yourself. Let the other guys try and help you. And I think the message there is don't overthrow. That would be a big fine in Kangaroo Court. We would all be going out. Brittany, I'd let you order first, okay? And let the Baltimore Sun pick up the tab on that one. And of course, Kevin Coward over there, they take it out on the senior people first. But that's happened to me, Dan, the other day. I was talking to the club, and, I'm not real good with the phone. And I thought I had my phone on vibrate, and I had it, my hearing's going a little bit. I can still see everything, but not hear as much as I used to. And my phone went off in the middle of an inning, so they banged me a couple $100. So,
Dave, do you feel he caught a little bit of a break when Braden left inexplicably after 4 innings?
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. They said, it was an injury related. I'll tell you one thing about him is he doesn't give you a whole lot to hit. Just watching him. Boy, he really locates, down, change up, breaking ball, different looks all the time. But it was good. We worked him a little bit.
Dave, speaking of injuries, do you know any more on Luke Scott?
Luke Scott, yeah, that was a scratch just right after BP. Luke said dive in for the ball on the play that Al pulled the hamstring. He jammed his shoulder. And he said it was really bothering him in batting practice today. So we decided not to play him. I don't know how he'll be tomorrow. But he said he really couldn't swing.
Dave, did the insurance runs on the 8th change how you went about the 9th inning as far as home run in?
No, because that's a fair question. We don't have, per se, a bona fide closer. If you got a bona fide closer, in the 9th, you probably don't bring a guy in when it's a 3 or 4-run lead, when it's not a safe situation. But I think you got to bring in the best guy that you have at that time with experience. I mean, Oman hasn't given up any runs. Let's try and put the lid on it and win the game. It really doesn't matter there about matchups, right, left. They haven't scored off him. We got a lead. He's already warmed up. Plus, Birkin's down there, and he's a younger guy. And as soon as you sit him down, maybe the switch in his head goes off and says, hey, I'm not in it. And you see this a lot with young guys, and you see this a lot with young closers at the end of the game. Once the game gets one way or the other, I've seen it with young closers. You get way ahead, and then all of a sudden, boom, it gets close, and they've already shut it down mentally for the day. And now you ask them to flick the switch again, you're asking for trouble. So I wouldn't do that to Birkin. All right?